Hello, this is Best Life with y'all again. Today I wanted to talk about your very first beta tank and what would you need on everything for your beta tank. Well, this right here, this is my setup for my beta tank. It's a 5-gallon. Okay, let's start with the simple, the basics. This is beginner friendly. Okay, you would need like a 5-gallon tank, which what I have now. People say the least you can do is 5 gallons for a beta. But some people think, oh, you can still keep a beta in a 3-gallon tank. So whichever one is better for you, 3-gallon, 5-gallon, 10-gallon, the better, the bigger the better. And me personally, I like the 5-gallon because it fits anywhere and I just have it on top of my drawer. Well, anyways, there's that. You need the 5. And then after that, you have to think about the substrate. The substrate, which is the bottom right here. I have sand since not a lot of my plants in here need a lot of nutrients from actual soil or like root tabs and stuff like that. So there's sand, there's gravel, there is soil. Like I use Fluval Stratum, as you can see. This bag right here, the 8.8 bag, I use it for like a 10-gallon. This is enough for a 10-gallon. That's if it's not heavily planted. If not, you need a thicker substrate to stick in all of the plants and make sure they don't float up. It's better. It's just better to have more substrate inside if you have like any plants that are meant to be planted. Not you can use it for stem plants. As you can see, I have a pogostemon stellatus right here. I have it in the sun and it's doing pretty fine. So yeah, so we have the tank, we have the substrate. Next, you have to think about heater. What kind of climate do you live in? Me personally, I keep the house at 67 degrees. So yes, I do need a heater in the house. I don't like being in the heat, and that's what I use. I have a heater right here. This heater is I think it's the Tetra submersible heater. I don't know. It still works fine. People say they have complications with it. I think it's perfectly fine. You can use any heater. The heater's already preset to like 78 degrees since it's okay for the beta. But if you have other species that you want to use, you will use like a heater that's adjustable. I have an adjustable heater in my shrimp tank over here. Let me see. I don't think you can see it. Okay. Right here, it's adjustable. Here's the knob right here. I don't know if you can see it, all this plants. Yeah, you can adjust it to whatever temperature you want. And so yeah, but I think a beta is good between 76 and 78 degrees. And then of course a thermostat, which you can tell, I have the sticky one right here is at 76 degrees. It stays at 76 and 78 depending on the temperature in the house. So yeah. Okay, so we have the tank, the heater, the substrate. Now we need the filter. The filter. Okay, I have a canister filter back here. It's a canister filter is perfectly fine. It's just, for me personally, I changed it to like a sponge filter. Sponge filter is a must for me. I have it all of my tanks except for this one right here because I had bought a filter for this tank, like a small one for like a 5-gallon. This one, but the flow was not good because, okay, so when you get something like these, like online, it's like, how do I explain it? This is for a sponge filter. Okay, so I try to open this right here and try to put an air stone, which you can't. I don't know if you can see. If you look closer, there's like a little stick in there. You have to cut it out and then put an air stone, and then it will work perfectly because I want an air stone in it to get more finer bubbles. If I don't want more finer bubbles, it'll be like I had it in there. Like the first time I got it, the filter, it was just all at the top with the whole light right here. All the light was wet. I could never keep it down, even because my airline tubes were connected to 2 more tanks right here. Even though I turned it down completely to the lowest it can go, it was still like so I took it out, and Instead, I used my canister filter, and the sponge that was on here, I stuck it right inside my filter. As you can see, the sponge inside the filter is doing perfectly fine. But for you, I will suggest going with a different sponge filter. But okay, so there's sponge filter, hang in the back filter, there's canister filters. They'll work perfectly fine as long as you know how to work them, how to put media in it and everything. So yeah, you must have a filter. Bettas need filters. Okay, so live plants. You can have live plants. Live plants is always the best way to go. You can have fake plants if you don't know how to keep plants. You can try it. If you can't succeed, then I guess you can go to fake plants. But I suggest doing the real plants. They're awesome. It's better for the fish, and it's better for keeping the nitrate and nitrites down, you know, in the end. So for beginner friendly plants are probably Java Fern, Anubis, or some, yeah, those two. I mean, Anubis or Java Fern. I have a Java Fern right here, and I think it's doing fine except for like the browning. Well, I don't know. I think it looks perfectly fine, and I think pogostemon stellatus right here is doing perfectly fine. So get live plants, just get beginner friendly plants. And then I think it's important if you're gonna get plants to go aquascaping tools. See right here, these are my aquascaping tools. I got them at Amazon for like $12 right here. Like for all of these for like $12. It comes in a little pouch. So yeah, if you're gonna be using a lot of plants, then I suggest getting aquascaping tools. It's so much easier than using your hands. So yeah, and then another thing you would need is lighting. Yeah, the lighting. Well, this came in a complete set that was gifted to me with like the lights and the tank, the heater came all together. But if you have high lighting plants, I suggest to not use this one. This is very low. I will suggest getting like a plant that has more. I mean a plant. I'm sorry. I'm mumbling. I'm a very awkward person. I try my best. But I have these back here. These work perfectly fine. Even having like a look. This is so far what I have out of this tank with just this lighting from Amazon for like $18. I think that's pretty cheap compared to other lightings, but yeah, that's, I mean, it makes the tank look so much better having lighting in it, and plus it helps the plants and everything. I mean, and there's another thing what has to do with lighting. Make sure you leave it on only 8 hours. If it's too much, you start growing algae, you decrease your lighting. Okay, another thing you can need is aquarium testing kits. It's shown right here. I have the API testing kit. Let me see. Freshwater testing kit. I think you would need it for a beginner, of course. Even for me, I'm a beginner, but I still think, I mean, I didn't know about the nitrogen cycle, about cycling tanks before. Now I do. That's for another video about cycling tanks and nitrogen cycle. It was so complicated for me. It was hard to learn about it. I just kept looking at video after video after video, but you'll learn eventually. Well, on this video, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just telling you all you need for your first gallon tank. And then dechlorinator. If you don't know, fish cannot have tap water or any kind of water. It needs to be dechlorinated. Any dechlorinator works, but the best one you could use will probably be Prime, which, let me get it real quick. The Prime, here we go. Prime dechlorinator scheme. It's like 2 drops per gallon. I think this one works best, but there's other ones like, okay, this one, Betta water conditioner. I used this before. It works perfectly fine. They all get the job done. It's just Prime is just well known in the hobby better. I forgot what benefits it has. It stabilizes like the ammonia, like it keeps it like subsided. I don't know. I'll explain to it like in another video. It's hard to explain, but I'll get there. And then, of course, cycle your tank. Do not put your bed in while you're cycling your tank. Well, you could. The way I did it was I used Fritz 7, which is like bacteria in a bottle. So what I did is I put like this setup right here. I set it up. I set everything up. I put the plants in and everything. I put the Fritz 7 bacteria in the bottle. And supposedly it's cycled by the time you put all that bacteria in there. You can put the fish in there. But me, for the first time I did, I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. But me not knowing any better, I put the fish in there with the bacteria. I mean, people might think it's okay, but I learned I don't like it that way anymore. So that's what I did on this tank. But on this tank over here, right here, as you can see, I used the bacteria in a bottle, the Fritz 7, and I let it sit for like a whole month. It went through the whole nitrogen cycle by itself. I had ammonia, nitrate, nitrite, and went through everything until everything was like stabilized. And I think this tank is doing much better than this one. This one I had a little trouble with in the beginning because the nitrite kept going to like 0.50 BPM or 0.25. Like it wouldn't go away. It would just stay there for like weeks, like the 0.25 BPM. But it eventually went down. I got it. I finally got like a set schedule of cleaning and doing water changes. So yeah, that's about it. That's all you need. So you need the tank, the lights, the filter, the heater, the substrate, live plants. And you need, let's see, a testing kit, the chlorinator, and bam, you have a full tank for your Betta tank, and it will be happy and healthy. Mine are always hiding. Does not like the light. It gets mad if I have the lights on. Turn it off, he'll come out. But for the video, I left the lights on. Oh, I'm sorry. This is aquarium salt, which is to test like for bacteria sometimes, or to help the fish breathe underwater. Well, you get it. Yeah, that's what that's for. Right now I'm treating a fish I just got recently. I don't know if you saw my other video, but one of the guppies got a fungus, and I'm treating him for that. If this doesn't work, I will get other medications instead of aquarium salt. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. Those are all the things you would need in a tank. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.